welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a VR to a VR. So I'm going to be doing Am I Your Typical Scorpio? This is a VR to Ashley Michelle's Am I a Typical Sagittarius? And hers was a VR to Kellyanne Maddox's video. Luckily both of them are Sag. I am not. I am Scorpio, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of intermingle with the whole zodiac sign thing, because I've been wanting to do something similar to it anyways, so here we are. Anyways, am I your typical Scorpio? So I looked at the same websites that Ashley Michelle did, except I did mine with Scorpio. And then I looked up a couple more because I wanted some that were a little bit more interesting, particularly ones that were roasting Scorpios. I thought that would be fun to go through and just kind of laugh. There's one I found that was really funny and really feisty at Scorpio, so I wanted to read through that one as well. Also, yes, there's gonna be like a big glare right here. I have my laptop set up over here so I can like read everything, so sorry. Anyways, let's get into it. So, am I a typical Scorpio? So first of all, for strengths, we have resourceful, brave, passionate, stubborn, and a true friend. So, resourceful, I'd say in some situations I can really be resourceful just because if something ever bad happens, I'm able to kind of like use my knowledge and skills to help me get through things like that, but it really depends on the situation, I guess. Brave, if you want to call me brave, sure, I can be. Passionate, yes. Hardcore passionate. I get very passionate about everything in my life, and I'm very driven to like follow through with like, if I get interested in something, I go all the way with it. Stubborn, probably. A true friend, I would like to think so, but you never know. Weaknesses: distrusting, jealous, secretive, and violent. Yes, except maybe not so much the violent one, but I guess anyone could get violent depending on the scenario. So, Scorpio likes truth, facts, being right. Yeah. Longtime friends, teasing, a grand passion. I agree with the friends one. I don't agree with teasing. I'm not really that, like, unless it's a playful sort of teasing. I don't like making fun of people, you know, that's not my deal. Scorpio dislikes dishonesty, revealing secrets, passionate people. I disagree. Or sorry, passive people. I disagree with the revealing secrets part because Scorpios are all about, in my opinion, like looking for the secrets and discovering secrets. I think it's really the opposite. We're good at finding out things that are secrets and revealing them to ourselves. We don't necessarily tell everyone that we know their secrets on certain things, but yeah, I don't think that's a dislike of mine, personally. Scorpios are passionate and assertive people. They are determined and decisive and will research until they find out the truth. I agree. Scorpio is a great leader. I think I'm a behind-the-scenes kind of person personally, but whatever. Always aware of the situation and features prominently in resourcefulness. Maybe. Scorpios are known by their calm and cool behavior and by their mysterious appearance. People often say that Scorpios are fierce, probably because they understand very well the rules of the universe. Some Scorpios can look older than they actually are. They're excellent leaders because they're very dedicated to what they do. Scorpios hate dishonesty and they can be very jealous and suspicious. So they need to learn how to adapt more easily to different human behaviors. Scorpios are brave and therefore they have a lot of friends. I agree with most of that except for the last part. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't know what Scorpios you're looking at. I'm not the one with a lot of friends. I get so frustrated with people who have a lot of trust issues, so I don't make a lot of friends because that tends to be a big thing for me. So yeah. Anyways, continuing on. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about within that is talking about how Scorpios are, like, mysterious. I personally don't think I'm that mysterious, but I've had a lot of people that, or at least when I was in school, like high school, a lot of people would tell me, like, that I was a mysterious person, and I didn't really understand what was so mysterious about me. Literally, I just don't tell everyone every single thing I'm thinking, and somehow that comes across as mysterious. It's like, not everyone needs to know every aspect of my life, especially if they don't know me that well. But apparently that comes across as mysterious. I don't know. I never got that. But it's nice to be given a title like that, because then you feel a little bit like, I'm mysterious. But in reality, like, am I though? Maybe. The Scorpio woman is by far one of the witchiest signs in the zodiac. I am a statistic that works for that, so yeah, I'm pretty witchy. Thanks for noticing. Female Scorpios are natural queens of the underworld. Bitch, yes! Yes. And usually not the ones to shy away from more intense or heavy characteristics of life. Probably why I got into paganism, if I'm honest. This sign gets a bad rap from most astrologers for being too much, overly dark, or even downright evil. I have such a struggle with at least the last one. A lot of people, whenever I was growing up, would, like... Although this could just be because I happen to be a Scorpio whose birthday is on Samhain, or Halloween. I got called evil a lot, or the devil's daughter, and that was a struggle growing up. And even now, like, I just don't like being referred to as evil, because, like, to me, someone who's evil is someone who goes around, like, murdering people for pleasure, or, you know, just an awful person like that. Like, that's evil to me. So when people compare me to that, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm not, though. That's a different level entirely, thank you. One of the most sensitive signs in the zodiac, Scorpio women feel their emotions intensely, though they may not always express them overtly. This is always interesting to me too, as well. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but for me, like, I feel like water signs, and especially people, not all people who claim themselves or claim this label do this, but a lot of people who are water signs in the spiritual community, especially if they claim to be empathic and stuff like that, will sit there and be like, oh, I feel more than the normal person, or more than anybody else, or whatever. Like, as a water sign myself, and someone who could technically fall under the label of empathic, I don't like that label or term too much, because I feel like it's used as like a oh, you know, I feel more than you, oh, woe is me sort of thing, you know? Like, you're not I mean, okay, don't take offense when I say this, but, like, you're not that special. Calm down. Everybody else has their own gifts too. Just because, like, you feel things intensely does not mean you're better than anybody else. And it feels like a lot of empathic people are, like, kind of on that thing. Or, like, they need to make a big deal about feeling emotions more intensely. Like, bitch, I mean, I feel emotions intensely too, but you don't see me fucking running around like, oh, you don't get it because you don't feel emotions like I do. It's like, all right, sister, whatever. Anyways, I went off on a tangent on that. Back to the Scorpio stuff. Okay, so this one's going to be from a different website. I don't remember which one, but I'll have all the ones that I am using in the link below. Do I think this is true about me? Scorpios are intense and full of passion. Yes, I absolutely am. I'm very passionate about a lot of stuff. Scorpios are clever and can't be fooled so easily. That one depends on the situation, because I would like to think I have a very good bullshit meter with people, but sometimes I am so nice that I'll try and give people the benefit of the doubt, you know? Like, I'll know deep down if something feels wrong, but I'll try and be like, well, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe, because I have a bad problem of, like, overthinking things. So it's more of, like, me second guessing myself, and then the situation ends up being what I did think it was going to be. And so yeah, I don't know if I could say I can't be fooled easily. I'm sure I can be fooled just as well as anyone else, but I would like to think I do have a pretty damn good bullshit meter most of the time. It's not always good. Most of the time it is, though. Scorpio is mysterious and secretive in their ways. Maybe. I don't know. That goes again back to the thing is, like, I don't even know if I'm mysterious. I'm just me. Scorpio often has trust issues and can be highly suspicious of everything. Me. That's all that needs to be said. Me. Scorpio is focused, ambitious, and competitive. I'm kind of lazy sometimes, so I can be these things, but I feel like it's only when I'm really passionate or, like, obsessive about something. If it doesn't fall into that category of me being obsessed or passionate about it, then I'm most likely just not gonna give a shit or be too lazy about it. It really depends on what thing we're talking about, so yeah. When a Scorpio loses their temper, they can be brutal. I don't think I can fault this to my zodiac sign, but in, like, high school and in growing up, I had a lot of anger issues and stuff within my household, or my parents' household, but I honestly think that comes down to just living in an environment that was not very positive. So if anyone's put into an environment where there's, like, constant bickering or fighting over stupid shit, then yeah, they might lose their temper more often than not. Now that I live in an environment where I'm not fighting constantly, I'm not really mad most of the time, you know? But to be fair, I think this comment could be said about anyone. If anyone loses their temper, they can be brutal, you know? Like, or most people, at least, I think. I think that could be said about any human. Anyways, whatever. Moving on. Scorpio only gives compliments that they actually mean. I guess. I compliment people whenever I want, like, I don't know, that's a weird thing to me. I guess because I try to be straightforward and honest with people, so it doesn't make very much sense to me to compliment someone and not mean what you're saying. It feels like a waste of your own breath, but I guess there are people out there that actually just give fake compliments. I do not mess with those people because I'm not about that. Okay. If Scorpio's betrayed, they can be very unforgiving. Depends on the situation, depends who it is and how close they are to me. Scorpios can be reserved and they take time to open up. Yes. Scorpios are magnetic and can be extremely seductive. Maybe? I don't know. I'd have to ask someone else around me on that one, I guess. I really don't know if I'm that magnetic or, like, seductive. I'm me. I don't know. Scorpio experiences extreme highs and lows. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily specifically a Scorpio thing, but I do experience this. I go through cycles of where I am extremely on really good grounds for a long while, or everything's just really shit for a while, and it goes back and forth between these cycles. I'm getting a little bit better about whenever I'm in those lower moments to know that I will get to back to the high again. I just have to, like, let that energy flow and figure out what is causing that low, I guess. So that one for me is right, but I don't know if that would fall for all Scorpios. Scorpios are crazy observant, and they're constantly noticing things others miss. For me, I think that is true in some ways, but I'm only really observant towards things that I care about. I feel like my boyfriend, this is probably because he's a Virgo though, is way more observant towards things and people than I am. Like, he will notice shifty people, like, way before I even, like, get a feel for their energy, or I guess is the best way of putting it. Like, he instantly is noticing people around us or what people are doing, and I feel like I'm kind of naive around people sometimes. I'm just like, you know, in my own little world thinking about whatever, and then he's like, you know, pushing me farther from pushing me away, not like pushing me, but like, you know, kind of moving me out of the way of someone that he thinks may be distrustworthy or could be a shifty person. And I'm like, what's going on? And he'll tell me afterwards, like, oh, this guy was doing this and that was kind of suspicious to me, so I was keeping an eye on him or whatever, you know. Like, for me, I'm observant in things, but not always the, like, people, I don't know, I'm not looking out for bad in people. I try and see the good in people, and I think that makes me a little bit naive sometimes. When Scorpio falls for someone, they fall hard and get totally blinded by love. Probably. I mean, I've only really, like, loved a couple of people, whether that be family members, friends, my boyfriend, you know. So, probably. I don't know. Scorpios tend to form deep connections with people. With the small amount of people I do, yeah, definitely. Scorpios are independent creatures who follow their own path in life. Yes, I do, at least. Sometimes Scorpio just needs to get the hell away from everyone and be alone. Me. Scorpios stick to their word, period. I try to, at least. Scorpios are instinctively extremely protective of their loved ones. Isn't everyone, if they can be. Scorpios are picky about who they befriend. Again, doesn't everyone? Isn't everyone picky about who they befriend? I don't know. I don't have very many friends, so yeah, probably. Most likely. Scorpios have got the death stare perfected. I don't know. You guys tell me. That's a good one. You guys tell me. Here. Let's see if I can do the death stare. Are you frightened? Scorpio is extremely resilient, and they don't allow a few measly setbacks to discourage them from their goal. When I do have setbacks, I can get extremely put down and get into those low spaces I was talking about earlier. Sometimes it will take me a while, but I do get back up. I will say that. Okay, that was the end of that one. So here's one that I found that was really funny, and it's why Scorpios are the actual worst. And okay, this is some roasting and I'm ready. Let's see if they're true for me. Scorpios like to think of themselves as mysterious, alluring, darkly sexual, and brimming with barely contained power. The truth is they're not. I think we all know where this is going. I don't think I'm mysterious. I'm not sure if I'm alluring. Not that great with my sexual confidence. I don't know about barely contained power. So, I think I'm equal on par with everyone, personally. Next. The simple truth is that Scorpios are the most self-deluded, narcissistic douche nozzles on the planet. Well, you got me. Shit. They think they're being mysterious, they're actually being annoying. They admire their own dark magnetic sexuality, which is actually just perverse, disgusting, and nasty. I feel like that person is really against people who are sexual. Scorpios are too sociopathic to have any actual friends in the sense of the word that you and I can understand it. They're pretty good at being an imitation of your friend when it suits your needs. I disagree with that, but I don't have a lot of friends, so am I faking? The real questions, you know. I wanted to say the real tea and I didn't. Should have said it. The real tea. K. They get away with not listening to conversation by responding in cliches as meaningless to them as they are to you. God damn. And when the boredom overwhelms them, they'll feel no guilt in interrupting your harrowing story about your spouse's death last week. Oh my god. That's me. I feel so bad, but sometimes it's not that I think that someone's conversation isn't important, but like I'll get lost in my own thought of like when someone's talking, so they're like in the middle of telling me about something and then all of a sudden I'll realize that I've blinked out or I've just not been listening unintentionally for a little bit, and then like I'll tell myself, okay, well I need to listen, but then I start pressuring myself to listen, which then makes me not listen at all. But then, yeah, it ends up me answering, like, responding with either, like, an awkward laugh when it's not supposed to be a funny thing, and you're like, oh, and then you just try to change the subject so you don't look as bad, but then you just end up looking bad. So, the answer is, I'm actual trash, and this thing is probably correct. Oh, this one's really funny. Scorpios include being a terrorist, torturer, or one of the villain's henchmen in a James Bond movie who gets shot in the face after 5 seconds of screen time. That's just funny to me. I've got nothing for that. Obviously, all Scorpios think they're sex gods. I don't. I think I'm so bad. I don't think I'm actually that bad, but I just think I'm uncomfortable in everything. They are extremely kinky, not because they enjoy kinky sex, but because they want to impress their partner with how kinky they are. Not me. Oh my god, this one is a real, like, a mean roast. Ooh. Oh, crap, where did it go? That was really, really mean. Oh, there it is. Scorpios love sex more than they love whoever they happen to be having sex with. Ah! That's untrue for me. I literally have only had sex with one person, and it's the person I'm with. A 4-year relationship. So, incorrect, but still really funny to read. It's giving me a great time. That was all that was from the roasting one. This other one I found from a different website, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Scorpio, something is very wrong with the internal compass that points you to the things that interest and motivate you. Your passions aren't like anyone else's. The more intensely upsetting something is, the more you're drawn to and repulsed by it, in equal measure. Crime, tragedy, and taboo will grab your attention over anything else, and you'll stay fascinated long after anyone else would have lost the stomach to keep going. Interestingly enough, I think this is probably why I ended up getting into paganism anyways, is because things that are dark fascinate me. Any, like, crime stuff, obviously magic, which doesn't always have to be dark, but you know, if you're looking from the outside into paganism and you don't know a lick of a thing about it, then yeah, it seems pretty dark. If I feel uncomfortable by it, I find myself eventually researching it, you know, like getting into it or whatever, trying to understand why it makes me uncomfortable. And you know, I get really passionate towards those sort of things, trying to understand why my reaction is a certain way to whatever said thing. There's definitely a line that I would not cross in most things. Like, I'm not like crazy, but I'm crazy. And we love that. I think that's it. Yeah. So anyways, those are some of the am I typical Scorpio? A lot of these things ring pretty true for me, but I'd like to think that a lot of the zodiac, like, they make Scorpio out to be like this big badass, this big mysterious person, you know, that no one can understand. I feel misunderstood a lot of the times, but I don't really think that I'm mysterious. I just think my brain works in a certain way, and a lot of people don't get how it works or why I think the way that I think. So maybe that's what makes me intriguing to others, because they don't understand. And I can say that about, you know, some other people that I've talked to or that I'm friends with, is I don't understand how their brain works, and that's what intrigues me so much about them. I think we're all drawn to the things that are mysterious to us. So if I happen to be mysterious, cool beans. If I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm just me. Anyways, it was really fun to do this whole little am I a typical Scorpio thing. Write down in the comments below if you personally think I am, if you think I vibe with my sun sign. Or if you thought I was a different sun sign. That's interesting. Maybe I'll do some more with, like, maybe I'll do, like, my moon and my rising signs to see if you would think I am those signs, and I can go through the list of, like, what's typical for the moon sign of my moon sign and what's typical for my rising sign. That would be interesting. I probably won't do all my planets because that's way too much, but I might do additional with my moon and rising. That might be cool. Anyways, this video is probably way too long, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much to Ashley Michele for her lovely video. You guys should go check it out, and also Kellyanne Maddox's video, which was the original video that Ashley Michele VR'd to, so you should check that one out as well. I'll leave them in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye. Also, before I end this video, I wanted to show you guys my little altar real quick. I have just cleaned it up. I put all my, like, crystals and stones in here. There's a light on it. Super cute. And I'm hoping to start doing some card readings on here now, so I've cleared the space out. Got all my oracle and tarot over here. My skull and a bunch of matches that I've used. Some feathers. My boyfriend bought me this. It's so pretty. It reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, I cleaned it off. I've got my runes, my dice, my fortune teller. I'm just so happy about my crystals in here. They're like, some of them are warm. Ooh, that one's actually hot. Cool. That one's hot. This one is, though. Cool. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, you can't even see me. There. Hi. And bye.